Hey, I've been hunting for some comics. Let me show you what I got. So this is James for Read More Comics. Please do the usuals: like, share, subscribe, hit the bell in the corner so that way you get notifications whenever I put up new content. And I'm trying to get better at this with work picking up. It's been kind of an interesting schedule. So anyway, let's get down to it. I've been hunting for some comics over the last week or so. I've hit a couple flea markets with no joy, which was really disappointing. One of them actually had been a place to score some awesome books in the past, but they've been doing some street construction in the area, and now it's dead. Like, it was empty. This other one's in a converted RV manufacturing plant. I've been there a couple times, and I try to hit it every few months just to see how stock is changed up there. There's some comics, and one of the vendors there, nothing I wanted. They had a bunch of Daredevils, and it's weird, the comics they did have. They had like a lot of what was it? It was like a ROM issue, and then they had the NAM issue number 8. They had like 8 or 9 copies of it. It was kind of bizarre. The prices were a little high too, more than I would have wanted to pay, and there was nothing I was looking for. However, I did go to an LCS in downtown Elkhart. They had some stuff. I had a chance to actually go through their discount bins, picked up a small stack, and I also have a couple mail calls. So let me share you what I got. No, sorry about checking the camera there. Anyway, so first up, I have, and I had this before, but gave it away to a kid, which isn't a bad thing because I'm putting a comic in someone's hands and hopefully you read it. But this was the first appearance of a bunch of different characters, but also the origin story of 2 of my favorite Star Wars characters. So this is Star Wars: The High Republic, The Edge of Balance, and it's the origin of what is it, Sharut, and I don't remember the other guy's name, but this guy right here. So I picked that up. I know there's a manga out there that I need to look at. This is Guardian of the Wills. It was an adaptation of a Rucka story. So need to check it out. But this is the first origin story, first in print at least. They had an issue of Silver Surfer. This is related to Annihilation Scourge, which I'm presuming is connected to kind of a sequel to the Annihilation event from early 2000s. But this is an awesome Silver Surfer cover. And it was like 50 cents. I picked up, this is Future State Aquaman 2. And what gets me is I own this comic. I just don't know where it's at. It's not in the box it should be with all the other Aquaman comics. So I picked up that, and that was half off. And the rest of these were cheap. We have an issue of Green Lanterns 28. This was actually my first Green Lanterns title, my first Green Lantern title. This kind of nice good cop, bad cop story between Jessica Cruz and I'm drawing a blank on the other guy. Anyway, so it was a fun read, but, and this is something I've realized about myself as a collector. Do not drop a book from your pull list because you end up going back and getting it anyways. We have Fantastic Four issue number 10 of the Jim Lee series. This is volume 2. So I think I only need 1 or 2 issues left. That was only a dozen issues. And from what I understand, doing some research about this particular run, it was something Marvel contracted out because by that point, Jim Lee had left Marvel Studios or Marvel Comics. I'm sorry, I have some hiccups. Recommend the mango iced tea. This was not in the dollar in his discount bins. We got Uncanny X-Men issue number 275. Gorgeous Jim Lee gatefold cover on that. This one was, though, we have Uncanny X-Men issue 463. I'm down to about 70 books in my Uncanny run. I'm trying to go from issue 200 all the way to the end. No, it's more than that because there's a lot of the 200 to 300 issue books I don't have yet. Anyway, so there is what I got from the LCS in my area. Now let's go to one of my mail calls, and I'm going to probably cut to the end so that way you don't have to listen to me open a box. Okay. All right. So this, I'm not sure which one this is yet because it's all packaged up. They did use some blue tape, which is nice. So there are some books I've been looking for. One of these involved a character that had been kind of on my radar. There's all these little idiosyncrasies, I think, that as collectors we have, like collecting first appearances of certain characters or certain types of covers. And one of them I caught myself doing, and I got to give this person props when I give him feedback on eBay, is I really enjoy stories about dogs and cats. You know, I'm a dog owner. I had a cat for a really long time. She passed away a couple of years ago. You can see my dog right there. You're being a good girl. Anyway, okay, let's see. Now let's go to this little. These things are nifty. My wife got me one of these. It's nice because it's not going to cut the book because I'm not putting a blade near the comics. Anyway, so one of these is related to kind of that collector's idiosyncrasy. Another one is related to something that Charles Soule had put out. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this is related to the Charles Soule announcement. Okay, so hey, spoiler right here. If you haven't been reading it, let me get this out. Star Wars number 50 was kind of a standalone, and there was a character that Charles Soule was referencing in that. And at New York Comic Con, he tweeted something about a new Kylo Ren series coming out, and it was about the legacy of Vader. And so I saw that he had written a Star Wars book about Kylo Ren, and I really dig Charles Soule's Star Wars stuff. So I was able to get, this is a mini series of 4 issues. I was able to get the last 3. Issue number 1 is about $20. But I was able to get the rest, and looking at eBay sales, I got a good deal on this. I'm not a big fan lately of doing auctions as much as making offers, because it's just a patience thing. I don't want to wait around and get sniped at the last minute. But with making an offer, I can go, hey, this is how much I want to pay. So we got issue number 2 of The Rise of Kylo Ren, issue number 3, and issue number 4. And it looks like right now, at least, with the end of both Vader and Star Wars, those 2 primary titles, I imagine Dr. Aphra, if it hasn't ended, I haven't been pulling it, I imagine it's going to end. Same with Bounty Hunters. And so Marvel's kind of pivoting to either kind of like Star Wars saga, High Republic, and I know there's a Jedi story that's coming out that's just prior to the Clone Wars, and then also to post-Empire, like we see with Ahsoka and Mandalorian, which kind of goes parallel with the movie, the cinematic universe and Disney Plus universe. Okay, so now I'm going to open this other one, and I'll probably jump to the end. All right, so this was not a Gemini mailer, and the guy, the seller, did an awesome job taping it up. I had to basically pry it open because at one point I was concerned I was actually stabbing the comics with my cutting tool. So anyway, again, look at the blue tape, and they did the little flappy things. The other one had that too, but I got packing tape on the book, so it was not as successful. It looks like This is between, yeah, it's sandwiched between some two backer boards, which is kind of nice. So this was packaged well. I mean, if this was a really expensive series of books, I would have expected more. Same with the other one. But for something modestly priced, this was on point. So would I buy stuff from him again? Totally would. Though I don't think he had anything I wanted. Anyway, so this is that kind of collector idiosyncrasy purchase. This is not a title that I would collect. However, let me put it in order. I picked it up because of the character that was introduced in these. So I can't tell what the number is for that. That's 381. Okay. Okay, so this one goes here, and this is Doctor Strange 25. Okay, so this is the first appearance of Bats the Ghost Dog, Doctor Strange's dog. And so we begin with 381. It's this lenticular cover. You can kind of see it there. I think DC does a better job with those. And then we have 382. This is that Donny Cates run. 383. Nice. This is a Scotty Young's book. No, it's not. 384. 385. 380. No, 390. Okay, so 390. You can see Bats right there. And this is Doctor Strange number 25. So I need to double check, but I think these were the books I was looking for because I think it was 381 it begins or something like that. Anyway, and not a Doctor Strange collector, but I just think it's cool when we have dogs or cats in a comic book and it sells, you know. So this was one of those idiosyncrasies as me as a collector's. I just wanted to have these. This was another make an offer type deal, and I feel I got them at a decent price. The books I wanted, it worked out. Maybe $4 a pop. But when I was looking in the secondary market and other places, these were kind of ghosts, no pun intended. I wasn't finding them anywhere. So anyway, there you have it. Some new books while I've been comic book hunting, a couple mail calls, and some pickups from an LCS in town instead of my favorite over in beautiful Mishawaka. If you did enjoy this, please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening me ramble on about comic books and collecting. And don't forget to read more comics.